Welcome to the Tidal table with Daniel King.
What's up, guys? I'm going to be making a little series. It's pretty much going to be just about marine animals. If you don't know, I am going to school to be a marine biologist. That is what I want to study. Like besides acting and besides all that other stuff that I do, I'm very passionate about marine life. Anything that has to do with like the ocean, I'm all about it. So I don't know, I just kind of had an idea the other day and I was like, you know what, maybe I should start making videos and just kind of telling people about animals, you know? Like I know so much. For some reason, it's like a type of autism, I swear. I know so much about these marine animals because I'm not gonna lie, I do spend some time just like researching because I don't know, I got that type of autism. But yeah, figured just, you know, try this out, see if people like it, see if I actually inform you of stuff. And I don't know, just kind of make this like a little series. And I don't know, try it out. Okay, so today's animal that we're going to be talking about is the killer whale, also known as the orca. If you don't know, I am obsessed with killer whales. I love them to death. They scare the shit out of me. I'm always curious about them, and they're actually the reason why I got into marine biology and why I want to continue down this path. When I was little, I was obsessed with these animals. It was partially because I was in 3rd grade. I saw a killer whale at SeaWorld. It scared the shit out of me. And I was like, damn, like, I want to know more about that animal. Like, why am I scared of a freaking black and white behemoth? I don't know. I just been kind of curious about them ever since. Like right now, I'm writing a research paper for my English class about orcas in captivity. Like, I am obsessed with these animals and hoping one day I'm able to study them, man, and make a career out of that. But besides all my stupidity and my choices, you're not here to listen about what I love about them. You're here to learn about them, not me, not my passion, about the physical frickin' animal. All right, so I'm just gonna touch up on some basic info. They can weigh up to 11 tons. That's freaking heavy as shit. They can be as long as 32 feet. And they also have 45 teeth. You know, if you're a teeth guy, then got some facts for you. Now, here's what's pretty cool. It's how they use echolocation. And it's something that I feel like not a lot of people know about how most of animals like orcas use echolocation. So if you ever went to SeaWorld, or if you've ever seen a dolphin at I don't know, at SeaWorld, or if you're in a boat in the wild, whatever. Shit. They make a clicking noise like dolphins do, like that. Or orcas also do like the same similar clicking sound. It's a lot faster. I'll play a piece of audio. That's what they sound like. And that is through something called the phonic lips. Now, what the phonic lips are is basically 2 pieces of cartilage. If you don't know what cartilage is, touch your ear. Good boy. And that's pretty much, that's cartilage. Like, it's just like skin and just, I don't know, shit. Okay. So, where the phonic lip is located, and if I put the image up correctly, should be around over here. If you see right here, there's the blowhole. Hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction. If you look up, there's the blowhole, which is the giant hole at the top. We all know what the blowhole is. Located just to about the left of it, or just like to the side, I guess, is where the phonic lips are located. Now, what the phonic lips do is they're kind of formed in a weird way. You can search it up, or I'll put a picture right here. That's what the phonic lips look like. And what they do is they smash together.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
They smash together really, really fast. And that's what makes the clicking sound. Excuse me. So they are not literally clicking, they are using the phonic lips to make that clicking sound. Now, once that sound is made, it gets transported to something called the melon. The melon is literally just flesh. It's just like specially designed flesh in the front of the brain. Not in front of the brain, in the front of the head. I mean, if you need an example of what a melon like looks like, here's a picture of a beluga whale. You see, like in the top of their head, that's the melon. They have better echolocation, of course, because bigger the melon, better the echolocation, I guess. So basically, sound travels through the melon. The melon sends certain sound waves. It hits their target. Let's say the target is a fish. It hits the fish. It comes back. And for orcas specifically, no other cetaceans are marine mammals. No other cetacean receives echolocation through this. Orcas are the only ones that receive this. It goes through the mandible, so through the jaw. It goes through the mandible, through their trachea, straight to the brain, and the brain is located in the back. It's not like us where our brains are located right here. Their brains are located in the back. Like they're in the storage area. So basically, sound travels back to the brain. Brain puts an image in their head. Boom. Now they can see what the fish looks like, what color it is, yada yada yada, and all that fun stuff. And actually, they can have a favorite food, just like we have favorite food. They can use echolocation to find a specific fish. Like for example, there's a couple pods in Alaska, I believe. So like all the way up north. Hopefully I say this name right, Chicknook salmon. If that certain salmon isn't in season, they won't eat. Like they literally will not eat any. Like they will starve to death because they refuse to eat anything else besides that freaking piece of salmon. So yeah, like they take things to a completely different level. Also, orcas have their own culture, just like we have our own cultures, our own traditions, our own way of making food, yada yada yada. Same thing with a killer whale. Each pod is actually different. No pod is the same. So if you think about it like this, each pod is a different country. Let's think about it like that. Each pod's a different country, so each pod speaks differently. So no pod speaks the same. That's why marine biologists can never understand what their communication means, because communication differs between different pods. All right, so let's think about it like this, just to kind of make like a visual example. I don't have a whiteboard, so bear with me. Let's say, oh crap, this is gonna suck. Let's say one pod makes a clicking sound, a squeaking sound, and then another clicking sound. So it goes click, whistle, click. That could mean, hey, just like a simple, like a greeting, I guess. Like, hey, like I'm over here, yada, 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 whatever. Another pod could make a whistle, 2 clicks, and then, I don't know, another like squealing sound. That could also mean hey, but it could also mean like fish or like food or like whatever. So basically what that kind of shows is like each pod uses different sounds to kind of, with different meanings. Kind of like how our language, how we all have our own language, we all speak differently. Even if we're using the same language, we code mesh, we do things like that. That's essentially what they do. So not each pod speaks the same, they all speak differently. Another cool thing with their culture is that they all have different traditions, just like we have different traditions, yada yada yada. They get taught different things in each pod. So if you've ever seen a video of an orca beaching itself to kill a sea lion, for example, that is only a few pods teach that to like their calves. So only a few pods will carry that tradition throughout the remaining of their existence. So like, not each pod is going to know how to beach. Same thing with something called spy hopping, which is what this is. Spy hopping is another thing that just kind of gets taught by the grandmother. Actually, how the pod is ran is actually quite interesting. Okay, now there are also 3 different subspecies of orcas. So right here, you have the resident, the offshore / bigs, and then you have the transient whales. So let's start with the resident whale. Resident whales, it's kind of in the name, that's kind of how they got the name. They're the ones that you'll typically see if you go whale watching, that you see close to shore. Those are resident whales. Those are the more friendly ones. You could get into the water with them and your chances of surviving are pretty high. Like, you're not gonna die. They are not as carnivorous as the other ones. They actually eat like jellyfish, like other little fish, seaweed. They eat things like that, and then of course they'll also eat like dolphins and like other small mammals. But they're not as aggressive as like the offshore and transient whales. Now those are the ones that you'll typically see deeper out into the ocean. Those are the ones, transient whales are the ones you'll see in, I don't know, Antarctica. And some of them you'll kind of see that they're like, their white patch is like yellow, or like they kind of have like a yellow tint to like their white parts. I don't know why that is. I actually, like, I don't know, but you'll see that more commonly in like offshore and transient whales, especially if you go to like Antarctica. Those orcas are mean as fuck. Those are the ones that don't fuck around, bro. They will kill you on the spot. I highly do not suggest to get into the water if you're in Antarctica, bro, because I'd rather face a polar bear than get into the water with a transient killer whale. That thing will fuck you up. Like, if you've ever seen the video, like, I know, like, it's kind of like a meme where, like, there's these 3 killer whales. They're like swimming, and like they swim under the ice to kind of make a wave to push like the sea lion, the sea leopard, whatever the fuck it is, like into the water. And like the thing is like kind of looking at us like please, like I'm about to die, or like looking at it like it's our fault. Yeah, because it's it's about to get fucked up. Those whales do not fuck around. They are kind of like, transient whales are kind of like the lone wolves. Which again are the ones that you'll typically see in Antarctica. They travel in very, very small pods. So like pods will only be up to like three whales. And actually how each pod is set up, and I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure each pod, even though they're all different, they're all set up the same, with the grandmother being in power. So she's the alpha. Like, you don't fuck with grandma. Grandma will fuck you up. Like, grandma ain't fucking baking cookies. She's fucking biting into a sea leopard or sea lion, whatever the fuck. Sea leopard's an animal, right? Like, I'm not tripping. Anyways, basically, transient whales travel in small pods, 2 to 3. Offshore, that's when things kind of get bigger. You're looking at a more bigger pod, around 10 to 15, if I'm not mistaken. And then resident whales are the ones that travel in the biggest pods, like 40 to 50, I believe. Also, resident whales are very friendly around other species. They are actually known to help other porpoises, other dolphins, other whales, hell, even sharks. They are known to help other species out. As with the other subspecies, it's like offshore and transient, they're known to be like more of the bullies. So yeah, like, they don't fuck around. Going back to grandma, the grandmother is the one that holds all the power. And she is the one that actually teaches the calves everything. So what the grandma learns throughout her life is what she passes on to the youngins. So what certain orcas know now is all taught through the grandmother of the pod. So there's a word for it. I can't remember the word, but this is the word that like describes what it is. Now, another cool, interesting fact that is something that not a lot of people know, and like I actually just found this out like last week through like reading an article. They love heavy metal. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, orcas love heavy metal. Through an article that I read, and I'll put it right here, this picture right here. In this article, basically, it just talks about how certain fishermen put underwater speakers on their boats as they travel up north or whatever to go fishing, to deter away orcas, because, you know, orcas will actually come to fisher boats and steal the fish. So as they're all caught up in the giant nets, they'll come in and swoop up as much fish as they can, because, you know, it's a free meal. So they'll put underwater speakers under their boats, and they'll blast heavy metal because they think, okay, so the loud music, the loud drums, and the screaming, it's going to pull them away, right? No. It draws them in like freaking moths to a flame, bro. In the article that like I read, the guy kind of talks about like his like experience of like him doing this. Like, he created like a playlist called Metal for Orcas that included like bands like Dying Fetus or Aborted. You know, crazy names, right? If you don't know what type of metal, that's like death metal. That's like that. That's like metal that it ain't no Slipknot, I'll tell you that. That's hardcore death metal, bro. And they are attracted to that. In the article, the guy kind of explains how he was blasting it, a pod came in, and they actually, at first they kind of swam around his boat because they were like, this song's kind of good, I'm kind of interested. And then they started attacking the boat, and they like pulled out his like rotor and stuff, and like kind of like left him stranded. Like I don't know, it just like what you could imagine an orca listening to heavy metal is like kind of what his experience, like that's what happened. Like they just went like crack mode and just like tore up the boat while like hardcore death metal is playing in the background. Like, that's cool as shit. Now, another cool thing is, I guess, and this is going to be pretty disturbing because viewer discretion is advised. I'm going to be playing a couple videos just to kind of like show you how they hunt. Now, certain pods of orcas will eat great whites. And I believe this video here is like a group of orcas attacking a great white. They eat the liver. Like, they do not eat the whole shark. It's only the liver of the great white that they eat. And I forgot where I saw it. I cannot find the video or like an explanation. But I believe I saw it in a documentary for like Shark Week. It was like orca versus great white or some shit like that. But in the documentary, this marine biologist was explaining how when they ram into the great white, they use their teeth to like surgically open up the liver of the great white. Like, they open up the shark, eat the liver, boom, head out. Oh, and they also like eat their nuts. Like, orcas will eat great white nuts. So besides the liver, they will ram into this freaking shark, cut that bitch open, eat the liver, grab the nuts, head the fuck out, leave the rest of the shark to just rot at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, they're pretty fucked up. But that's pretty much like how they hunt sharks. Like, and then I think other orcas will eat like the other parts of the shark. There's just specific pods that only eat the liver and the testicles. Don't ask me. You can search it up. I'm not making up the testicle part. Like, that shit is true. Like, they literally eat that. They eat great white nuts.
Bozo. It's giving bozo. You're giving bozo.
I hope y'all enjoyed this little video. Let me know if you like this so I can make more. Yeah, and this is literally just gonna be like a little series about marine animals, interesting facts, cool videos, shit like that. So yeah, if you liked it, let me know. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh damn, that was cringy as hell.